Hey guys, Zerkaa here and welcome back to another past and present squad builder. The side we're featuring today is Everton, but first of all, if you want to go get some Ultimate Team coins, then go check out FIFAcoinsonline.com or check out the Facebook page that is linked in the description. Right, so starting from the bottom now, why did the hell did I just say that? Anyway, starting from the bottom of the team, in goal, we have Tim Howard, who has 235 appearances for Everton as it currently stands. And he actually has he's actually scored one goal for them. I'm guessing it was a penalty, or maybe he scored one of those 90th minute goals where the goalkeeper come up in order to try and salvage a draw against someone. And he's played there since 2007 and is still there to this day. Right back we have Phil Neville. Now I was initially going to put in form Seamus Coleman in here because he plays at right back. We couldn't actually find any on the market, and then we decided that Phil Neville was obviously a legend of Everton, and he retired this year, so it was always good to put him in the side as somewhat of a bit of a respect for him. And he played 242 appearances in total for Everton, scoring 4 goals over that time, and he played there between the years of 2005 and obviously this year being 2013, to which he retired at the end of this season. And it's a bit surprisingly, he was actually a very, very good player. And I'm going to talk about the whole team and how it played, obviously, after I've gone through the players and their stats. But he was one of the standout players, I'm not going to lie, even though he's literally the worst player in the side. So at centre-back, right centre-back even, we have Joleon Lescott, obviously at Man City right now. But when he played for Everton, he played 113 games, scoring 14 goals over that time, which is a pretty decent record for a centre-back. I'm guessing, I think he used to score a lot of headers. I remember having him in my fantasy football team one year, and I'm pretty sure he scored a lot of headers. And he played in between the years of 2006 to 2009. Left centre-back, we have team of the season, Jagielka, who has played 179 games for Everton, scoring 6 goals, and has played at Everton since 2007, and obviously is still there, as you can tell by his card. We then go on into another current Everton player who has played 199 games for them even. That is Leighton Baines, obviously an England international now as well. Great left-back, probably going to be Ashley Cole's successor. And he has scored 16 goals for Everton in his time so far, and he is still currently playing at Everton, as I've said anyway. At CDM we have Fellaini, who potentially could be leaving when it comes to a bit more further into the transfer market, because obviously it hasn't really got underway yet until July. So there's a lot of rumours of him leaving Everton, maybe following in David Moyes' footstep and going over to Manchester United. We shall see, but a great player nonetheless. He's played 138 games for Everton, 25 goals scored, and has played there since 2008. And there's one thing I did actually notice in this side as well, that it seems like Everton players are either very loyal, or Everton just like to hold on to players for a long amount of time opposed to buying and selling a lot. Maybe that's David Moyes' style of play. But as you saw, all of those defenders there, including the CDM there being Fellaini, all had over 100 appearances each. So it shows that not many of our other teams have had that. Most of our other teams have had maximum of 90 games and a standout player that have played over 100. But anyway, go on to right mid, and we have Morales, informed Morales even. And he has played 27 games for Everton, so pretty much one of the lowest playing players for Everton in this side. And in that time, he has scored 6 goals, but he's obviously only been there since 2012, so that explains the low appearances. On the left-hand side, we have an interesting one. We have Pinar, informed Pinar. He had 4 stints at Everton, 4 separate stints. Initially, he signed on loan in 2007 for them, playing 28 games and scoring 2 goals. He then signed for Everton the next season permanently, and played 76 games and scored 7 goals. And that was between the years of 2008 and 2011. He then left, went to Tottenham, I believe, for 10 games. Then came back on loan to Everton for 14 games, scoring 4 goals. And then the same season, he then signed for Everton, and since then he has scored 35. He has scored 6 goals in 35 appearances. It's a very strange one. He's been back. He seems to be like a player who his heart is at Everton. He's left to go to another club, and ended up coming back. So 4 separate stints at Everton. Now go on into centre attacking mid, and we have team of the season, Mikel Arteta, who is currently playing his trade at Arsenal and moved there from Everton themselves. And initially he was on loan there in 2005. As in that loan he scored 1 goal in 12 appearances. I keep getting them mixed up for some reason. And then he signed in that following season, and has since then played 162 games and scored 27 goals. So pretty decent player, great player actually. When he was in his prime when the team that had Tim Cahill and Arteta in it, they was doing really well at one point in the season. It's probably one of my favourite Everton sides, probably purely because of Tim Cahill. And you'll see Tim Cahill is in the side. He's just on the bench, so couldn't really put Cahill in front of Mikel Arteta because of the team of the season version. But anyway, we go on into striker, and we have Landon Donovan, or team of the season Landon Donovan. He was in the most consistent team of the season, and he had 2 loan spells at Everton, kind of like Pinar. I can't know how to say his name properly. But first of all, his first one was in 2010, and in that loan spell, he's scored 2 goals in 10 appearances. He then came back in 2012, so last season, and only played 7 games and didn't score a single goal. And he was actually my favourite player in this whole side after playing with it. We'll go into our last player in the starting 11. That is Wayne Rooney, informed Wayne Rooney, 90 rated. And he had 67 games for Everton, scoring 15 goals. And that was in the years of 2002 and 2004. And he was obviously then picked up by Manchester United for 25.6 million. And at his time, it was a lot of money, because that was 2004. I think at his time it was the highest ever fee paid for a player that was under 20 years old. Obviously, it's probably been broken by now quite easily, just because the money sometimes football these days is stupid. But back then, that was a lot of money for a player to sign. I remember there was like that one standout goal. I think he scored it against Arsenal, and that was like kind of the goal that put his name on the map. It was like a long range goal that he scored against Arsenal, I believe it was. And obviously, we have the manager David Moyes, who's just left this end of the season to go to Manchester United. He'd been at Everton for a very long time, so I only felt it was right to put him as the actual manager. And luckily, I actually had one in my club who was already in the right formation. And I got on into the substitutes. We have Jermaine Beckford, who plays at Leicester right now. Pretty good striker, to be fair, 89 pace. And it's one of them things, the first thing you look at in a striker is his pace. So he does have a pretty good stats for a striker. And I tended to bring him on for Landon Donovan when towards the end of each game. And I actually did even sometimes bring him on for Wayne Rooney, because I think Landon Donovan was the stronger out of the 2 up front players there, purely because Landon Donovan has 90 pace. Also, that's one thing I didn't go through. I didn't go through the prices with you. Does it really matter? I'll show you anyway. So let's go for the players that actually that matter. So Jagielka has 92,000 coins. Leighton Baines was 168,000 coins. Fellaini was 214,000 coins. Morales was 39,500 coins. Pinar was 20,000 coins. Arteta was 133,000 coins. Donovan was 6,000 coins. And Wayne Rooney was 282,000 coins. So a pretty expensive side, to be honest. The rest of the subs include Louis Saha, Rodwell, Tim Cahill, informed Tim Cahill. Obviously an ex-Millwall legend, so obviously I had to have him in the side. Hibbert, who we decided had to go in the side purely because, again, he, like Phil Neville, was a legend, but we decided to put Phil Neville in front of him. But you can see he has 19 shooting, which is absolutely terrible. I might show a clip at the end of this thing where I actually have a shot of him and it literally goes out for a throw-in. It was awful. Man of the match, Joe, who I didn't really use that much, to be honest. I probably should have used him a bit more. And we obviously have Leon Osman here, the last player, who features in my packed out series. So now we're going to talk about the side and how it played. It's actually a very, very strong side. One of the strongest sides probably we've played with so far in these past and present squad builders. I didn't actually lose a single game of it. I played against like 5 subs, and then I went on in the stream for like 3 hours and played online. And I think I played like 7 or 8 games and won every single one of them. I think I won the Gold Cup twice. I must have played 8 games. So yeah, I won the Gold Cup twice with this side. Great side all round. I think the top goal scorer ended up being Landon Donovan with 8 goals out of the 7 games that he played in. I think Wayne Rooney only picked up like 1 goal. And unlike most of the teams we had, usually it's the defence is kind of the weak point, but to be fair, the defence was awesome. They had like Fellaini at the CDM, and then you had Leighton Baines, who was an absolute tank. When you could run down the left-hand side of him and have some long-range shots, and the power he unleashed from his shots was just crazy. Phil Neville, again, as I said, was a very, very strong player, which was rather surprising. One of the stronger players in the team, which is quite strange. And one thing I did think I would experience from this side was an extreme amount of handicap, because everyone always says if you have a strong side with lots of in-form and team-of-the-season players, you're going to experience a lot of handicap and end up losing to some poor sides. And to be honest, I don't think I really experienced it. I didn't, unless I was having a really good like night of FIFA and playing really, really well. I didn't actually experience any form of handicap. I mean, if I could improve any like kind of issues in the side, I'd probably improve the 2 wingers. I mean, Morales was fine, but I think Pinar it's 75 pace. You'd want to get someone who was slightly faster. So I couldn't actually think. I don't think there's any actually other left mids that I could think of for the side. If you have any ideas, that's probably what I could have done. Then maybe you could suggest them in the comments. But anyway, I'm going to go on and show you some clips. Probably going to use some music again instead of talking over it, because it's a bit weird talking over it, and we'll leave the music because it kind of worked last time and you guys seem to appreciate it. So as always, leave a like and a comment if you can, and please tell me what size you think I should do next, and I shall see if I can get round and do it and see if I can afford it with the coins. There's a lot of teams that I want to be able to do, but I just simply can't afford them. So maybe I'll just end up having to use normal versions of players opposed to the Team of the Season players and the informed versions. But other than that, I shall see you guys soon. Goodbye.
So make some noise while you've got time. Take this poison for your mind. Who knows you?